I think what they call this is a boken. A boken. Uh, in I believe Japanese culture, um, they use it to develop swordplay or whatnot. Um, I think it's interesting because I think about how different cultures take and consider swords, um, just training, just whatever. The whole premise I'm even bringing it up is because the thought is to maybe have a word or a thought. I think everybody has that one thing that they say that they are, the one thing that they say that they do, that kind of encompasses them. And I want to go through a series of just talking about different things that people may do. It may be the sword, it may be the pen, it may be music, it may be water, it may be paper. Like it's simple stuff, but it's depth to it and the meaning that it may have with people. Um, Over time, how things change in different directions that that people go in when they make different decisions about different stuff. And I'm just thinking about a triangle. I'm thinking about that and how that applies to finances. I'm thinking about because people have uh, horoscopes, um, um, spiritual spiritual beliefs or thoughts, or they talk about this. The pen is mightier than the sword, and whatnot. And I think about rites of passage. I think about manhood. I think about um, one movie comes to mind, The Last Samurai, and how it encompassed the culture and how Japan was going through a change of it, and there was a character who had to deal with different adversities, and when he was dealing with the different adversities, this was one of the things that he kind of overcame of just several different things, and it and then he had a young man who he was teaching to um, the Boken, and it's just like there's a whole bunch of different cultural things that happen, but in it the clip, um, he finally mastered it. He finally mastered the discipline. He finally mastered what he had overcome. He finally mastered his shortcomings or whatnot, and I think for me, the broken means that, and yeah, different stuff means different stuff to different people. Like people have stuffed animals, people have their favorite picture, people have their favorite ball, their favorite whatever. I mean, but not to say like there's a lot of different things that could represent, and it could be in time. It could just be for a season that things might represent different things for different people in that sense. But I just think that is just interesting of it, and how a culture, how it defined a whole culture, and how they looked at it and what they thought of it, and how it, in some depictions of movies, accurate or not, made them really think about the course of what they were going to do. But I know, like in this culture, over here, whatever your belief might be. I know one of the things they talk about is they talk about the word or whatever, and then they talk about the sword, the sword of the spirit. Like, and I think there's levels of things. I think there's the physical, which is the body. Then there's the mind. Then there's the spirit. And the essence is to elevate. I mean, whatever your belief might be, because different people have different cultures and different beliefs. But I think to master it, to discipline as you go through this journey. But I wasn't even trying to talk about this law. But I did want to at least say enough about this, so it could kind of express um, that word or whatnot, for those who may have a level of understanding, and some of them who may have some depths. For those who may have increased knowledge, more knowledge than me about it. But because I'm just saying, like, one thing that I feel like my strength is research. My strength is research. I will go into the depths of something to understand it, to get a kind of a good knowledge of what it is, how it functions. And I would really say that is, if I could be good at anything, that would be what I'm good. I'm good. I'll research something. I'll research the bejesus side of it, to kind of get a good understanding, to get a grasp. Yeah, but I just wanted to, make that film, say that, bring that to knowledge of it. And I think it's not even mastering the Vulcan or mastering the sword or mastering. I think it's mastering yourself, disciplining yourself, becoming a better version of yourself. Yeah. I don't know. When I think about the Last Samurai, and what it means, and just the movie revelation of how it was come to a book. But the culture may feel like it's an inaccurate depiction, but that's one of the grasps or understanding that I have from it. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else I could say about it. I really don't think it is. But the way of the samurai, Bushido, way of samurai, fidelity, duty, discipline, honor. What could be more necessary? Yeah. I'm not a writer, but you written many pages. What else has she told you? Yeah, that's my stuff right there. But I mean, and I do want to do some more reviews, some movie reviews, some reaction videos. I'm gonna do some more stuff like that. I'm trying to balance between editing and creative and just different stuff, but also be in the natural flow of things too, where it's like not as much edited, so you kind of get to kind of see that. But I want to provide information. There's a lot I want to do. I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot. I promise you, I'm doing a lot, and that's what I'm trying to. My brain, my mind is going a million miles per minute, but so I'll say that. But let me get to also what I wanted to tell you. Now, so one other thing that I want to talk about that was I feel like that was very important is in just in a lot of stuff that I researched and just thinking about how we can better prepare ourselves as we're going through this stuff, as we're trying to get into business, trying to make money, trying to start our business. As we're going through, different people are in different places. We're going through different ebbs and flows of what we got going on. And it's like, okay, what do you do? What moves do you make? Where can you place yourself? How can you do it? What do you need to do? And then that comes down to finances. Like, okay, so I have a triangle. You have the at the top part finances. You have to make money. The what is the second part, the second tier of the triangle, or the lower part, lower left. I'll say lower your left, my right, your left. I think, but nonetheless, it'll clarify. It'll clarify. That'll be managing money. You want to manage money because you can make a lot of money, but if you manage the money properly, then it puts you in a bad situation. And then the last tier or the last corner would be investing. Invest your money, making sure you're doing the right thing. Get yourself in a place to be able to invest in stocks and bonds and things like that, or even real estate. And and the thing about that is the beauty is they hold two different purposes. One is to make more money, which is the investing. One is to make more money, but also the real estate. You get a lot of tax deductions and things like that. So that's something that I want to talk to about. But first we have to get to the place where we're making enough money to do that. So whether you have a job, whether you're already at that place financially, these are just some of the things that I found and just taking in consideration. Because okay, so like let's suppose you were working a job, it's not meeting the needs or whatever. You have to find a way to supplement your income, working part-time jobs, hours of time. Then you try to do it. Longevity, is it sustainable? What is the thing that really makes sense? But to put yourself in a place where you can do that. So as I'm researching this, I'm seeing like, okay, some people have jobs that they do, they get paid the same day just in case they're in an emergency, or they have different financial situations going on, or is it more freelance? And then also, what is your skill set, your specialty? You might have a specialty in sports and music. I don't know, tutoring, teaching, or something like that. It could be a lot of different stuff. And then delivery is their delivery service. Like that's kind of the gig economy, the gig apps and whatnot, gig jobs, gig things, and then I think that's have an affiliate, but I'm not sure if that would be what I'm going to talk specifically about. But so just naming off some of the apps that a person could use to kind of make money, just depending on your different skill set that a person might have, would be, of course, some of the first ones that you'll hear about. Of course, Instacart, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Lyft. But then there's also other ones talking about junk gurus, where you get to move free junk removal. Opezi, where you could pass out flyers, you could do door hangers. And of course, when I'm talking about these specific things, you can talk about different areas that you'll do them in. Do them in. I'm gonna pause with that. I'm not gonna say that about that. I'm gonna come back to these, but I'm gonna jump because I got it in the wrong order. But okay, so quick pay apps, quick pay apps. All right, so you could do Insta work, which you could get work paid at the end of a shift. Some days, sometimes it's two shifts once a month. You get bacon, which you get paid on demand. Um, and let me say this. I'm gonna pause. Okay, and I'm gonna come back to it. So I'm gonna say one thing in thinking about when you're working, you're picking up different jobs. I'm gonna pause again. My mind's running. You probably ain't even gonna hear this part, but I'm gonna pause. I'm about to edit all that out. All right, as I'm thinking about different things that you choose to do and jobs that you get into and stuff like that, you gotta think, what is some of the first thing that you do? You might want to reach out to someone. You might see if you can get extra time working at your current job or different things like that. You might know some people who might have services that need to be done, so you might do some stuff like that. Those are different things you might do. You might reach out to a friend like, hey, you need me to do this, you need me to do that, or something like that. Or somebody who might have a business might have something that they might have that might be freelance. That will probably be the first thing that you do. But then you have some of these quick pay apps. Now I'm gonna say this: there's major components that you need to think about if you're thinking about going to the gig economy. Just as exactly how you're going to do it is, you're thinking about, you want to check the area first to see if the app would function in your particular area. Some might need some background. Sometimes you have to pay for it. Sometimes it's free. And there might be age requirement or basic car requirement, or just depending on what the app is or where you're doing. If it's one of those driver apps or doing something with your vehicle, or it might be an app where you're just going to a facility, or you might be remote, or it might be more freelance. But I'm gonna talk about all those different variances of those different apps. Because like some people might have bigger cars, trucks. You might have box car, you might have different things. So it's gonna vary a lot. But some of these apps that I'm talking about will be more stuff that might be, you don't have to do that. So like, okay, so some of them that I saw in my research was, you got InstaWork. You have InstaWork where you get paid at the end of the shift, same day pay, 2 shifts once a month. You have to do, I think, a minimum 2 shifts once a month. And then you have Bacon. Bacon is a work on demand app. Quick is more of the hospitality. Hyper, it functions in 27 states from my research. And then you have Gig Smart, where you could use to build skills, residential, close skills. And you could do gigs, jobs. They have a lot of different things on these ones, and these ones are more like go to place type work. Like you go to a specific location, you stay there and you work there. You could work 1 hour shift, or you could work multiple days or whatever. And then you have Manolo, which can have text to some respect, 12 to 24 hours, I think, to get paid, and then 48 hours. 48 hours till you get paid. You have Upshift. Upshift is the same day pay. Hotel, casinos, concerts, stadiums, and then you have WorkWhile. WorkWhile is website, warehousing, light industrial. Also have event services, fast food production, hospitality. Then you have Variable. Oh yeah, but WorkWhile is more long term. Variable is managing, manufacturing, warehouse, build up skills, and that is next day. Then you have Band of Hands. Band of Hands would be more to build up skills. A lot of businesses, if you have a business, you use this to kind of get people to come do stuff. Because I think one thing I talk about is you could hire HR people, you could hire bookkeeper type people, so you could do a lot of different stuff with that. Next, I have kind of remote jobs. So these are jobs that are more in the house that you do if you're more of a computer person, whatever. And some of these might coalesce with or also be in freelance, like flex jobs. Flex jobs one's gonna be in both. You could do it remote and work from home. And then, but the thing about flex jobs is there's a $49.95 subscription, but you're supposed to be able to get a position in there. You're supposed to be able to get a position in there, and you could work there. But you get a position, but it's like paid. So there's only a certain amount of people on there, and then people have to pay to use the app too. Pay to use the app as far as consumers trying to get people to work for them to do freelance work. So that's the only one I heard about what is interesting like that. Then you have Slack, which is tech all types. It also does some stuff where you help people who are formerly incarcerated. And there's public. And the interesting thing about Slack is you can look for public Slack channels, and you can find a job listed. So not just going there and just like, hey, I'm looking for a job. You kind of become part of the community from ones that are publicly listed. And then you have Reddit. You could ask about money stuff. There's different money Reddit channels or whatnot. And then LinkedIn. If you know anyone who's interested, and they can also give you directions to some of the Slack community, because you might know someone who might be working the field. Automatic with 2 T's, where you could register you have to register your interest. And then you have Dropbox. Dropbox is the other one. Virtual Remote, where it's casual. And then you have Vercel. It's not all tech. Some remote, some cloud services. And then you have Last Password, which I thought was interesting too. This is a place where you could go work, but LastPass is kind of password protected. This is something that'd be good for business too, as you're trying to protect passwords. 1Password, That's also something that does with passwords, but that's also a job. Apple Insider, when I researched this is another place. They have a forum where they have inside of there where you can kind of get jobs and stuff like that. They have smaller projects. It might be in lawsuit, or but they're project based. Then Pet Insurance, Embrace Pet Insurance is another one where you can kind of get different options in there. And then aria.io, this is for visual interpreters, full-time, part-time, and visual interpreting .com. Also other remote ones, these are more app-based, but Appen does more technology. These are more like surveys somewhat, but it kind of like, some might be data entry, but they're more computer remote from home. We localize, same thing. Telus Digital, Davio, Davito, iSoftstone, Dataforce, Exxon Data. And then other freelance would be Flex Jobs, of course, which I said earlier. Fiverr, Fiverr is a location. Upworks, Untapped Sports. These are that's some of the sports related ones. Coach.me, sports related. Coach Up, BetterUp.com, and some of them vary of how their systems might work. Like I think Coach.me has an increasing scale. Untapped Sports has a flat fee, and I'm not sure about the other ones, but those are some that I was researching. Wasant.com, Chegg.com, and then Tutor.com. And this is something that I was thinking about too, that you can kind of take in consideration as you're thinking about this research stuff, to understand that I feel like YouTube starts one way, but it can flow to a certain level after you hit the basic threshold when you hit it. So YouTube can first start as something that you do voluntarily, you do for free. You know, you invest a certain amount of time, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, to get to your certain role. As you figure out what you're going to talk about, of course, you know, CPM, RPM, you know, based off what you talk about, what your subject area is going to be. Then it can kind of be more freelance. You could use it to guide you to get into more other positions, just depending on the direction that you're going to go, or you're going to have a business attached to it. What's your thought process? You know, that would be the big thing that would come to. Also thinking about scale, and then it could be freelance, and then it could be W-2. I mean, it could kind of flow into different things, because if you want to work for the organization. And then also blogs are great locations where you can also create a blog where it be freelance situation, but you could also work for blogs. Because like, suppose there's a blog that talks about different interests that you're in. Like I think one of the shows, they had a blog in it, My First Million. I think one of the founders of Twitter or Twitch. Twitter, I think it was. No, not Twitter. Twitch. It was Twitch. Yeah, I believe it was Twitch. He's one of the co-founders or original members. He was in there, like, and they did like blogs and stuff like that. And there's a lot of different blog opportunities that you can have where you can work for the blogs. They might do different stuff where you can research for it and do different things for the blogs. Also, other specific websites. Same thing with different websites. You could be a W-2, or you could be a freelance if you create your own website, which a lot of people are doing that too. Or you could do both. I mean, you could be a writer, just a pure writer writing blogs, or you could just even write a book, write an ebook. You could be a freelance or W-2 in that. Those are different situations to take in consideration. Okay, and now we're going more into the different apps that I found that would be beneficial to you. So some of the first ones would be Junk Guru, and there's no specific order, but Junk Guru, these are where it's free junk removal, and some people use that to do different things with that junk or whatnot. And then you have Shoveler, where it's because there's different things that you could use also to get rid of it, depending on the state or place that you live in, where you get rid of some of that junk. Opezi, where you pass out flyers, you can do door hangers, of course, check the areas. Whereas a Gig Walk, which is kind of like Secret Shoppers. Then you have Hello Tech, you have Renta, which you can rent your stuff, services, tutoring. It's kind of like a Turo, but it's like a renter of your stuff and things like that. And this is Your Mechanic, of course, doing mechanic type work. Java was more warehouse type stuff. Lawn Love, of course, dealing with lawns and things like that. We Look, which is more in-depth stuff. Like if you're looking to do some services on a house or something like that, they might look into. I think they do more research on items and stuff, trying to make sure that the house is fine and whatnot. And then Home Glow, trying to make your home glow. Trying to see if there's anything else. Okay, and of course, like some of the main ones that a lot of people talk about. And these are all that you kind of go, you do drive your car to do different things. Instacart, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Lyft. Those are some of the ones that most people talk a lot about. And you have Hop, Skip, and Drive, which is dealing with kids, where you drive kids to different locations. Amazon Flex, of course, no open bed trucks, 2 to 3 hours, 9 to 5, optimized for your parcels. You get paid, whole amount finished. And then, of course, check with these apps, see when their availability is and when they're open. Walmart Spark, VHO, small parcels, pick up e-commerce companies, items to be covered and closed, shell or hardtop. Shift Driver, where it's small parcels only for SUVs, minivans, pickup trucks, cargo vans, box trucks. Shipped, paid same day, 18 plus. Fill orders, drive, and just fill up orders. Background check, all size vehicles. Check location. Food Loop, which is 18 plus. Jujitsu, which was originally was before Axle Hire, where 6 a.m. flexible multiple packages at 1, all at once. And then I think the Wednesday was a payout. You could get paid out early too, but I think it's like a penalty for getting paid out because cost the fee to do that. And it says deliver that. They do a background, which is $25, and they have no delivery, catering, large, no customers, no customer call with issues. That was something in my research that people kind of had difficulties with. Also, 7 a.m. to be quick to accept the job. Delivered, which is catering food. Zippies, which is catering food. GoPuff route, which is 12 to 15 miles with 6 drop-offs, small items. But a lot of people have been complaining about the pay for those. Angie Services, which is more handyman stuff. Courier, check area, lots of options. Photographer, shopper, set rates, max distance. $30, not gamification. So it's not a lot of gamification like some of the apps might be gamified. MetroB.com, then the app auction offer method. So you have to auction off who you're going to get a choice, I think. Get a choice of that app, because if you go lower, then somebody else goes lower than you, and then they decide who they're going to give it to. It's laundry, fresh fruit, variety, more miles, app issues, SUV, van, truck, bungee, SUV, large, tile, couches, dressers, china cabinets, and then sometimes under 2 hours. Also, Ditch Patch is like $10.99. Freight, which is tires, tire runs, auto ports, Krager, Medic, Sherman-Williams, Firestone, and then a Roti version of it does food. Go Share, it's a driver or helper. It could be hard to get in. We do paint or couches. Get Your App, which is in the Northeast primarily, but Best Buy, Home Depot, O'Reilly's, clothing, furniture, appliances, library, books, tools, small stuff. Rova, you choose the insurance deduction. If you want to order, you could ask the customer questions, etc. Van, SUV, pickup truck, short drives, come out to the city. RovaHQ.com, drivers paid 2 to 3 days after driving and then taking pictures of the item. And then some people have been running app error message. Gomo, which can start also as early as 45 a.m., longer routes, 8 hours. Synpex, which is tires. Skipcart, which is 7-Eleven only. Tonkin, which is auto parts. Draver, which is pickup cars, vehicles, full vehicles. Someone drives also, so I guess you go pick up vehicles or whatnot. Courier was available in all 50 states. You could add later. Auction to job to see if you'll be able to get it. Construction, hard material, hard to get on. 45 hours after. Also using bed, hot shot, job ASAP. Load up grill. Load up is grill, mattress, treadmill. Instead of large piles, you may need a trailer for this one. Except some items have resale options on. Share town, pickup, resale options. We split the final sale with the app. Pickup, delivering furniture, driver, on help, dolly, ratchet, straps, furniture, and standard toolkit. Roadie, low pay, auction for the job to see if you got it. You go 5 to 6 miles with great filling app. Weekly pay instantly a $1.99 fee. If early truck, extra equip items for oversized loads, need lamps, dollies, strap carts, hard hats, steel toes, boots, reflective vests, cert for oversized loads to enable vehicles, Roadie X, Roadie XD, only on Roadie app. I think it's like a level up. It's just in a few areas. Small parcels for SUVs, minivans, cargo vans, box trucks. You get some orders based on dimension of your vehicle. Then also, you could also drive cargo vans. You could schedule block hours for only those two vehicles, cargo vans and box trucks. You could only schedule block hours for those two vehicles. Specific instructions, lots of things to get the address and delivery. And then use a Circuit app. They were talking about that is most optimal routes to get the least amount of gas a month. So Circuit is most optimal routes and use the least amount of gas. You have Lug, which is like 2 men in a truck, move furniture, couches, dressers. Then if you're thinking about more of the medical courier, there's Courier Express, which is 50-pound live, 100% touch, and they get paid on pay card. Med Zoomer, which is 25 age, HIPAA cert in delivery meds to patients. Lab Logistics, hospital and labs, all 50 states is available in Metrobly, which is SUV, van, truck, box truck, sedan, not sedans or pickups right now for the time of the video. And then drop off food, medical, etc. Med, you need your medical, you need your ocean, you need your HIPAA for that one. Airspace, some people have got paid as much as $300. Not total amount, delivery hour. And some stuff it could be 2 hours away. Original pounds could be 25. Could be 25 pounds. I think you need your TWIC card for some parts of it. And then CV driver alerts for more information. You go directly or check your email. Network for more options. W-2 and 1099. Consistently usually more pay with set schedules. It's available in all 50 states. Then you have Diligent USA. Any vehicle routes all over. I'm not sure of the location. It might vary. CourierGigs.com. Reliable Courier. MedicalCouriers.com. OSHA HIPAA overnight per delivery and some routes of your choice. You have logistic companies which are nearby. Check those. Craigslist, that's also good options. You just check, you look in there and see what they have available. Courier Marketplace, Google, LinkedIn, also Indeed.com for independent contractors, ZipRecruiters.org, CLDA.org, Direct Contract, Quest also has it, LabCorp, USAspending.gov. And then I think one of the qualifications is that it was like 2024, 2023. It said something 1 mil to 25 mil. I'll see if I can figure out more specifically what that was about. And then services, medical carriers, and then in the insurance, I believe it had to be 100, 350. Integrity course certs, HIPAA certification, which is PHI, bloodborne pathogens, which is BBP, hazmat, TWC card /TSA. I think that's the same thing. therapy, hazmat materials. You can go to www.simplybusiness.com. Also, CDL lessons, hazmat, TSA, CERT, Twix, MC, number, notary, construction site, PPE. Those are just some of the things. And now going to more of the phone opportunities for phone jobs that you could do. You have Swag Bucks, which is kind of surveys online. Shop a good usertester.com where you can test websites. DoorDash, Rover, which is for pets. Steady, which is side hustle, online jobs, and from home. Gig economy jobs, income booster grants. You get paid $20, $30, $50 an hour. TaskRabbit, which is also it's also different tasks, but it's also electronic, like in just some areas. Assembly, clean, plumbing, furniture and move, electrical, hard hats in some areas, table, desk, and then you might clean bathrooms, you might mount TVs, you might get paid 62 to 146 per house, handyman stuff, office delivery. And then if you also were interested in when you're doing freelance, you use writing tools such as Jasper or Surfer SEO. Those are just two freelancing tools, and then AI tools that they have, and then some other things might be VP Kids for other jobs and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just some of the stuff that I just wanted to kind of talk to y'all about as y'all think about going on this journey as this financial journey, where you're trying to navigate, where you're at, what you're trying to do, what you wish would happen. You can't really change that stuff. You can only move forward on what you're at now and put yourself in the best situation possible to better discipline yourself and put yourself where you need to be. That'll be the thing. Like in that, and I'm just, as I'm researching this, just trying to be helpful, trying to be thoughtful of different people. Everybody has their own skill set, different things that they can do or not do. I just know one of my passions is just researching. I just have a passion of researching and really gain a good knowledge of different stuff so I could use it and apply it in a specific way that should be helpful to myself, but of course mostly benefiting other individuals too. So that's just something that I want to do, and just really want to, be more mindful of my time and just use this opportunity when I have breaks and do different stuff where I could kind of share what's going on. Just different people who are doing different things, and I just wanted to kind of share to kind of encourage other people that you have opportunities to do this. It's an economy like never before, that people haven't had this situation. A lot of people say it's like perspective. It's perspective to really look at it and say, like, okay, you may be where you want to be, you may not be where you want to be. But what could you do to put yourself in a better place, and how that would look of what you want to do. But yeah, I just want to say that and be helpful. And of course, I encourage you to become the best version of yourself as I am. On that journey, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and the dash is over. So yeah. I can't think of anything else right now, but that's most definitely what I want to say, and just encourage you all on